make sure I show off this sick cup.
Gotta make sure you show off that sweater. It's a good sweater.
Yeah, you like this sweater?
It's a good sweater.
This it's a lot nicer in my pants. I got ketchup all over my pants today, and I forgot to change before I came. So
you still have it on?
Yeah, I got ketchup right here.
So that's funny because I actually went to Raising Cane's earlier today.
Really?
I
Great
did,
place.
as I often do, as he does as well. And I'd spilt a little bit of the sauce. Like I had a fry and it was dangling in front of my face, and I saw the drip. I'm like, that's gonna fall. But there's like a lot of stuff between me and my shirt.
It's a risk you take.
Risk you take, and it 100% happened. The fact we're gonna have to stop. Holy shit, that's the first. We're getting the YouTube experience. We're chill. I guess we're gonna chill for a little bit. Hello. We've now officially become YouTubers / podcasters, as this is the only second, so we're not that far into it that we've had to do this. My neighbor, New Year's resolution apparently is cleaning at 8 p.m. The day that we're.
He's done that a couple times?
It's just more often he's been cleaning, so I can only assume New Year's resolution.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't remember him ever cleaning before.
Yeah, I wonder if you can hear. Do you think you can hear us?
Often as you
I'm kind of like, can you hear us? Should I?
I don't think it's.
He's silent now. He's about to come down. Yeah, he seems like a pretty chill dude. I mean, when I stream, I yell loud, and he has not a single time mentioned.
You stream into the night.
Yeah, and I do, and I yell, and everybody that plays with me is like, do you live near anybody?
Yeah, now it makes me curious. Because people below me have only mentioned one time when I had like music playing. Yeah. And I didn't realize the bass was too loud. Which I guess the people that lived there before me were saints. Just never. Maybe they were older. Maybe they just couldn't hear it, I guess.
Who knows? But it's a new year, and we were talking about how he'd spilt ketchup on his pants. Yes. So I was going to say I also spilled something on my shirt today. So we're connected in that. But I got to change. You didn't. So.
Well, the nice thing about spilling stuff is it's just seconds for later.
I was really wondering where you were going to go with that, and I still didn't.
Slurp it up, eat it later.
It's seconds for my washing machine, not myself, I will say. So I don't know. It's we're on the struggle bus for the beginning of, at least I am. Slept in until like 4 p.m. today.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Were you up late?
Not more than usual, like 2, 3.
Sleep,
if you don't wake me up, I will sleep that long.
Damn. So I wake up early. Well, I wake up around 9, 10-ish.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, she wakes up much earlier than I do because she has to be at work by 8. So
see, I feel like it's good to have somebody like that. And I don't know. This made me realize we'd been talking about, our favorite stuff of 2021.
Yeah, because we do this every year. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, then we've done this every year where we talk about our favorites of that past year.
And every year, at least for 2 times in a row, he said, "Oh yeah, I got my favorite games and my favorite other stuff." I'm like, "Shit, I thought we were just doing tabletop releases." So we just chilled here for a little bit.
Yeah, we got it all set up.
We got it all set up,
and I think it's a nice break because we spent a lot of this time shitting on this podcast about things we don't like, things we wish were better, and we do that because we care.
Yeah,
and we obviously like D&D. We like tabletop RPGs. We want them to be great. So we get complaining and then we get upset about them because we want it to be. We know it has the potential to be really good. So this is always a fun podcast because we talk about everything we really loved this year.
You think like WotC or anybody's ever? Well, we know Pathfinder's seen our stuff before.
Yes, they have.
We know that. So do you think WotC, like whoever it is, do you think somebody at the company has seen our stuff at one point?
No.
I would venture to agree with you.
I don't think WotC is as on top with their content creators as Paizo is.
Yeah.
Because Paizo is, they're interact with a lot of content creators. While WotC, even in like their magic department and other departments, they're very poor with communication.
Yeah.
So
it's a little unfortunate, I will say. But when you're that big, it's kind of hard not to. So,
I guess so.
Kind of talking about these sorts of things and still into the new year of 2022. He is Ryan.
He's Braxton.
This is also still the Dungeon Crawl. We do have many cinnamon rolls from my local Target. We probably will not take a single bite of them, even though I'll be thinking about it the whole time.
That product placement.
I'm sorry. Not sponsored. But maybe Target one day?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to get sponsored.
Dungeon Crawl Target sponsorship. And get us a little topper.
Use code CRAWL.
Or Dungeon.
Dungeon would be too long.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to spell too. It's like a J
Crawl's
or a G.
Fun just to say, just type in crawl.
But you made me kind of sad here for a second because I was trying to think of things that I enjoyed this year. And it's like there were definitely some, but much like today, I slept a lot. Man, I've just been hibernating all of
we're in the
2021.
dark ages still.
We are in the dark ages still.
Started in 2020, it's bled into 2021. And by bled, I mean 2021 was probably the darkest of the ages. And now, 2022, we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it just got dark again.
Yeah.
So now we're hoping that it's not just, we're hoping it's just like a semi truck, an 18-wheeler passing by, and it's not just the tunnel's gone now.
Well, it's at this point where like we're in that little car, driving, and we've had like 5 18-wheelers pass us. Then we get to go fast whenever they're finally gone, and then other ones come up again, and we're just like, I don't even give a fuck at this point anymore.
That reminds me, last time I came home, over Thanksgiving, not last time, so I guess a little time before last, I came home for leaving after Thanksgiving with my family. My girlfriend told me she was sleeping in the car. So I was cruising along my own. It was storming really bad. And I was seeing this new road because I guess the highway there was an accident or something. So I got off and I was seeing this new road. Never been on it. It's one of those old, one-way roads.
Oh,
and
fuck
so
those.
I get behind, of course, a big 18-wheeler going 30 below the speed limit. So I'm just watching the estimated time my GPS just continuously climb. And I'm like, I got to do something. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get around this guy. And eventually I'm like, all right, you know what? The only way I'm going to get in the crash here, I can see pretty far, even though it's raining, I can still see pretty far. The only way to get a crash here is if there's a guy driving without his lights on, because I can see everyone with their lights, I'll be fine. So I finally go around the 18-wheeler, and there's a guy driving without his lights on. And there was a moment where I was like, all right, this is it. I got to figure out what I got to do. It was kind of like a quick time event.
Yeah.
And I moved off to the left side of the road. So I've crossed the road on the left shoulder. And the other guy's kind of starts doing the same thing at first, and he realizes what I'm doing. I guess we have a moment where we're telepathically communicating to each other. He stays on the road. I stay on the left shoulder. He passes. I get back over. And then my girlfriend kind of woke up afterwards. I was like, oh,
so oncoming had his lights off?
Yes.
Yeesh. Yeah. Dude, it gets fucking dark on those roads too.
It does.
Specifically
But
those.
I survived.
Okay.
I'm still here to tell
We're still making it. A lot of things are going on in 2021. And I just remembered that I had a massive life change at the beginning of the year. So that might also have stuff to do with it. Moved and new jobs and a lot of people probably doing this. I'm going to move this mic 40 billion times. Oh, no. It's like you're falling asleep. You just can't get comfortable. That's what this one is. Like, where is it?
Yeah, I've actually been working out more too. So it's been helping me sleep. I was thinking that usually I'm tossing and turning, but I've been getting ripped.
Shit, what the fuck? Can't do that.
It wasn't a New Year's resolution, so I can
We got a head start. Now I look like the out of shape one.
Yeah, you check out these guns, baby.
It's unfair. Look at this guy. So the exact opposite of getting in shape is consuming video games, media, and whatnot. Well, it depends. VR.
You can put it on a true VR, but you can also put it on a TV. I have a treadmill walking. Like the gym here has a TV, and last time I was there, Mamma Mia was on, so my girlfriend just watched that and did some treadmilling.
You go to the gym just to watch the TV?
No, it's usually a bunch of crap.
It is usually a bunch of crap, but it's just a funny thought. I feel like that could be a TV show. So, in the spirit of what we usually do every single year, I think it always also ends up being the episode after the year has already started.
Yeah, we usually just waffle. So if you're interested in just tabletop
I'm
chats,
going to start.
Then you're probably going to want to bounce out.
It might... The tabletop portion is going to be up first, like what we're going to jump into. But it's going to be, I think,
the shortest,
the shortest one. I don't know what it is about this year with tabletop, and it's not going to be exclusive to D&D.
Yes,
actually,
I have third-party stuff on here and a couple Pathfinder things. But I don't know about you, I have only one official WotC thing on my best of tabletop list.
It's Fistbands.
It's only Fistbands.
Okay, so let's start there then. Yeah, because we both have Fistbands then.
Oh, you put nice. Yeah. I enjoyed Fistband. It wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to pack more of a punch, I guess. Because the stat blocks in there were not the best.
No, they were very far from that.
But the lore was great. I enjoyed the dragon lore and the ideas, the stuff that was in there. So that's definitely, I think, by far, leaps and bounds, the best WotC book of the year.
I mean, what are you looking for? Because we've had unfortunate or release after release
this year. But I don't think I liked
Ravenloft
as much.
I actually entirely forgot about that.
Yeah, if I had to pick one WotC book, it'd be Fistband.
Yeah, I'd say hands down Fistband.
So if you have the money for only one WotC book this year, pick Fistband.
Specifically WotC book.
I guess unless you don't like dragons and you like more dark stuff, then pick Ravenloft.
I mean, I'll say Ravenloft still has tools for you to begin to learn how to write your own. The first half of the book
was great.
Yeah.
There's some really good, important horror details in there.
And many things in 2021 and 2020, you could tell that there were things cut, like Candlekeep.
Yes.
This is not on my list.
No, but not on my list either.
They handled it weird. They got a lot of people in the community, which is A+. let's bring them on, but then mistreating contractors and cutting their stuff and not telling them about it, which is really crazy. There's a whole shtick in our episode there if you want to learn more about that. But now Fizzbands for me, I think it gave me what I look for in a book to a moderate degree, being something that can help me grow as a DM, something that gives me fun options as a player, except for to
an extent.
Yeah, the poor monk.
I think if I was only a player, I honestly would probably not be excited for any official WotC book because it's just like, my DM will probably pick it up and I'll experience it in some way.
Yeah, something like that. And that's how they try to avoid it. They want to make stuff for players as well. But yeah, I like to read these books to help myself grow as a player or a DM. It's like learning a language. Yeah. Is this valuable information going into me? Would I like to keep it? Will I reread it? Can I use some of this? And it really felt like that. But there was another book. This is already getting into third party.
I know where you're getting to.
Makes him boo?
Yeah, it's technically sanctioned by WotC, but it's not official by them.
Yeah.
It was released only on DM's Guild, and you can purchase a physical copy. I think they've ironed out all the small deficiencies. They had like some public, what's it called? Publishing
errors?
Yeah, some issues with the printing, I should say. But I think
a lot of that this year. All around.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think it's just a lot of crunch time everywhere. But that was by far, I think, one of my favorites of the year. Not my all-time favorite, but it had a lot of great material in there for DMs, players, everybody. The art was gorgeous. It surprised me how substantial that was compared to a WotC material.
Yeah,
That's what I want. That's what I want from WotC, is stuff like that.
But they sanction it, and they're like, "Hey, this is pretty cool. We won't do it, but." It's pretty cool.
I feel they should just hire those guys. Just make it all like their source material, like setting books. I would love.
Well, I feel like that's the reason I dislike being on the corporate side of things. Is I start to understand internally how, regardless of genre, subject, or whatever a company specifically works in, how different positions in a corporate company, a public company function.
Yeah.
It's like it's so out of touch with the product itself and what gets out there. And it's all about money, which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's the country we live in, but that's also not the topic of today. Minx and Boo is very good. And I don't even feel like I have to say things for you to need to go get it and read it. It just is good.
It just is.
There's great monsters. There's great syntax. It's structured wonderfully and consistently. Good structuring can be great, but if you change it every 2 seconds, not so great. But that's
if you're interested on it more, either just go straight purchase like $20, or go check out a review, which was only a few episodes ago.
Yeah, wasn't that? Oh God, really?
Yeah, it was in December, I think, is when we covered it.
Damn, son. Okay, well, you feel like enjoyed more things this year.
Yeah, well, I'll hit my, because I think your next step would probably be Pathfinder.
This is true. Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, before you go there. Because I want my bridge to Pathfinder would be the other third-party materials for just. I think they also have some for Pathfinder, but I think this all specifically for 5e.
There's actually some more of my stuff that I like for third-party stuff.
So the third-party ones I really enjoyed this year. 2 from Kobold Press, Vault of Magic, which is a huge compendium of magic items that are all very well done. Our good friend Kenneth loves this book.
Yeah.
Second, I love their Southlands setting book, which is like a desert, kind of like Dark Sun-esque type setting.
You mentioned Dark Sun a few times.
I love Dark Sun.
Yeah.
WotC has forgotten it exists, I guess. But
maybe not now with their errata and statement that they want to work in more worlds other than the Far Realms.
Maybe, we can hope. But Southlands, if you guys don't know Kobold Press, they always release great stuff. Tome of Beasts 2, Creature Codex, all that great stuff. Yeah. Incredible content. So if you like good setting books, then check that out. The other 3 I liked are all ones that I kickstarted, but they are now fully released. So you can go buy them on your own, like PDFs and physical copies. One's called Helena's A Guide to Monster Hunting, which first on its own, it has some cool hunting stuff that your players can, dissect and use the materials for things. But it also just has good monster lore, and I'm always a sucker for some sick monster lore. Then the Encyclopedia lore book and toolbox, which is just good DM world building content. Even if you're not DMing a game, this could just be good for writing a story, I guess, creating a world building period. Yeah. And finally, this is my book of the year, my tabletop RPG book.
Stating it already?
Yeah, Epic Legacy Tome of Titans. I mentioned it before, but I think this does the mythic encounters options from Theros. I think it was from Theros. Better than what WotC has done with it. It makes a bunch of really sick, powerful encounters for extremely high level parties. It makes the stat blocks very interesting.
You've probably studied that a lot for something that's coming up in our home game. I'm a little nervous. We haven't had, out of context, we haven't had combat in 9 session. The next one's gonna be our 10th, and literally we had to be virtual for this one. Mm-hmm. The second it ended, he said, and that's where we would roll initiative. We don't do theater of the mind too much, so he wants to have a battle map for that. Totally understand. I don't know. I feel like you've mentioned that book to me before, but I've never read it, and I think it's probably better considering my DM.
I mentioned it a few episodes ago, maybe longer. When we were doing Fizzban, I think I was saying that I like the dragons and powerful creatures that they made in that one better.
I think you specifically said that, these stat blocks are okay, but like genuinely, if you're looking for Necronomicon, or not Draconomicon, the thing I read was
a bunch of
it's just hard not to enjoy those. Okay. Third party stuff for D&D, I do realize Matt Colville.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say Illrigger and his other class that he's made, the kind of Beast Tamer. I don't think it's released yet, but Illrigger was released this year. And what I appreciate about it more so than it being just fun overpowered is that it's a large name in the community exploring deeper mechanics,
different stuff,
and different things that can be made in 5th edition. So this proves that A, it can be done. Of course, it can be done. It's D&D. It's very malleable. But B, he's large enough that people see it and learn and create their own things based off it. I do think Illrigger's a little bit overtuned. But Fireball exists.
Released like a errata for it. Like he's released an updated version of it, I want to say.
Yeah.
And to also mention Matt Colville, his other book, Kingdoms and Warfare, came out in 2021.
So really
good.
I love keeping an eye on whatever he comes up with, whatever he makes. He's taught the community how to do so many things. I guarantee a lot of you out there, if you're DMs or players, perhaps, the Dalian Tomb, you've probably run it or some structure of it.
First thing I ever ran.
I asked Ken if there was another class that he had me read. It was some sort of like war leader strategist class that came out.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
I can't remember what it was, but I'll try to get it.
The Beast Heart?
It's not the Beast Heart. That's the new one. Kenneth beta tested that.
Yes, he likes the Beast Heart.
Beast Heart's cool.
But also I think good shout out for Matt Colville. MCDM would also be Arcadia. The design zine that they release every month is incredible. It's very cheap if you want to hop into their Patreon and you get it monthly. It's very well done.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So for D&D, I think specifically that's about the end of my list. If we're getting into Pathfinder, I haven't read much outside of just Player's Handbook and the what do they call it? The Game Master's
Game Mastery Guide?
Something, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The thing for the DMs and GMs and whatnot. So I really loved, and this is because I'm partial to it, the Pathfinder Secrets of Magic book.
Hey, that's on my list too. I love the Secrets
It was
of Magic
so
book.
good. And largely because it has the Summoner and the Magus class. Magus, which I'm playing currently in a...
Magus, but yeah.
Magus.
We said that last time.
Mac and cheese. I don't know. It's fun. I will say it's a class that you kind of have to play a certain way if you want to really be doing a lot of stuff. And it's pretty one-notey, but it does what it does well. And I'm playing it in the Annihilation Vaults, I believe is what it is.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I think it's the Annihilation Vaults. Something like that. It's a really fun module that is actually getting a hardcover release in 2022. Oh, nice. It's pretty fun. I definitely recommend it if it's your first time GMing and playing for Pathfinder. It's been a lot of fun. So those are kind of my two for Pathfinder.
Yeah, my second one for Pathfinder would be Monsters of Myth.
Oh, yeah.
As I said earlier, I'm a sucker for sick monster lore and ideas. That came out literally at the very end of 2022.
Still counts.
Or 2021, sorry. And I think it was supposed to come out earlier, but it got delayed. But it is incredible. Even if you're just I've only played a little bit of Pathfinder, and I would like to DM or GM for Pathfinder at some point again in the future. But
honestly,
even as someone that's not playing it, I just love this book as a monster fiend.
I don't know if it would work, and you might have prepped a lot already, but I think we should do a different system for our home game.
Oh, that could be fun. I know one of our players has picked up a Pathfinder book, so it could be interesting.
Probably, yeah. So I think that would help a lot with what we do in our games. Like the heavy RP is great, but I think we're always going to trend towards where we're at now in every game that group plays. So I want to challenge them and myself to do more mechanically heavy things. And Pathfinder's a lot of fun.
Could be fun.
And since Dungeon Chronicles, you're going to be my DM there, I'll get my already fix of D&D DM Ryan. So it's a little tricky little thing that I'm doing there. But for tabletop stuff,
that's about it.
Yeah, largely WotC has been...
They released a lot of books this year, but none of them really hit.
Yeah, it wasn't the sort of book... You know me, I love getting sort of like Tasha's and Xanathar's, which Fizzband was pretty much the Tasha this year, right? I would say.
Yes.
It added a lot of stuff outside of just the theme of the main book itself. Like Tasha's wasn't just witchy and kind of hag / spellcaster stuff, and Xanathar's guide wasn't just all about beholders and craziness. It adds a lot of things. D&D stuff I'm looking forward to real quick in 2022 is anything from WotC, not in a positive light, but I want to see how they set the stage in the years coming towards the new edition that comes out, or however they refer to it. Any class that Matt Colville releases, more Pathfinder, I would say adventures in particular. Those are so much fun to read, and Ryan's told me a lot already that they're amazing.
Yes, and Pathfinder Adventure Paths are very well done.
Very, very well done. And then Warlock things. There wasn't a lot this year. I need more.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to look forward to. I think, as always for most years, I'm interested to see what WotC's going to do, but I'm more so interested for more third-party. Cool. There's a lot of cool Kickstarters that came out in 2021 that are supposed to be releasing in 2022. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool beans. Where do you want to go next, though?
I guess we'll go to movies, or should we do games next?
That's all you. I didn't watch any movies.
You didn't watch any movies?
No.
All right, then we'll cover that. No, we'll do games
I got one movie, but it's also an anime.
That counts. We'll do games first. All right. We'll do games, because I feel like that's probably the easiest crossover for people.
Yes.
So games, a lot of stuff came out this year. I didn't play as much this year as I would have liked, but a couple highlights for me. Hitman 3 came out this year.
Wait, I thought that was like a jank fest. Watched Day 9 play, and he was fucking dying.
It's not really a Day 9 game. But Hitman 3, I enjoy it because it took Hitman 1 and 2 and 3 and put everything in one game with the enhancements of Hitman 3. If you like that style of game, it's a lot of fun. Like kind of piecing stuff together and figuring out what to do. There's definitely a lot of shenanigans to be had, but it's also it's a really cool concept. The first one had a lot of problems because it was the first game where they're trying to do this episodic kind of format, and it did not really go very well. But I feel like they ironed it out by the third game. The other highlight for me was the Yakuza series.
Oh, that game is just all around.
Which came out, all of them came out on PC finally. So if you want to play the series, it's now all on Steam to check out. And then I also highlighted separately Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've not played it, but I've heard incredible stuff, and I plan to play it very soon.
I'm so sorry. I've been trying not to do that on this podcast.
We gotta shock him every time he says it.
Oh, fucking
Little Nightmares 2 also came out this year. Incredible soundtrack, really haunting design. So if you want to spice up your horror DMing, then maybe check out Little Nightmares 2.
Okay.
It Takes Two also came out this year.
One Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah, it won a lot of Game of the Year.
A lot of things. Some people say maybe it was EA. Some people say it was actually just a good game. It was very good. The dev deserved it.
I think he deserved it, yeah.
I think he deserved it, too.
He seemed like a nice guy, too. Granted, I don't know him, but he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Then this is probably one of Braxton's highlights, Monster Hunter Rise.
Monster Hunter Rise! Oh my God. I was in between jobs at my parents' place, getting ready to move over here, like an intermediary. And the second that game came out, did not stop playing it. Wake up, play it, go to sleep, play it in between interviews or stuff like that. It just, holy shit. It is so much smoother. And not that World isn't a smooth game, but they have the gameplay loop. Everything that's like fatty is cut out, which Monster Hunter fans, you might be like, oh, Braxton.
We've had a lot of fattiness.
We like chonk sometimes and jank and, drinking a potion and stopping to flex. Like, is it really that different than the amount of time it slows you down if you're running? I don't know. But it just is a stellar game, and I can't wait.
Yeah, but so are you excited for the PC release?
No.
Oh, what were you going to say you can't wait for then? The
DLC.
DLC for
the actual full game.
When does that come out?
I don't know.
Oh. I think it's been a month or two.
Is it really? See, I will be salty about the structuring that they do with Monster Hunter since World. And you basically, if you're a big fan and you've got friends on both platforms, you're buying the game 4 times.
Yep.
4 times.
They keep separating the communities.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, why not just it's not even DLC, it's a new game. The G rank, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I believe so. Monster Hunter Rise. DLC, is it?
DLC?
Release date. I don't know what it is. Sunbreak expansion. I'm very sorry. Summer 2022.
Okay, so it's not too far away.
It's not too far, but I want to play it.
And the PC release comes out in like 2 months or a month.
Yeah.
It's on Steam. But it's going to be the same game. I mean,
it's going to be the same game.
Same
it's
engine.
going to be able to look very pretty. It is the same engine. It's basically world in a different place. I just wish I could play the best version of it right away.
When it comes out, yeah.
But it makes sense because it literally probably doubles the sales. Nearly.
Yeah, there's a streamer I watch who he stopped streaming like the big releases for Monster Hunter because he said he'd have a bunch of viewer base who just not watch it because they want to play it on PC when it comes out. And so he'll have no viewers while he's playing it because everyone's waiting for the PC release. And then when the PC release is out, he's like, I already played it, I already moved on.
It's a tough spot, and I
Get
understand.
money. They get
well, when you think about it, it's like Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, you release a game once, and you've got that streamer, so he buys it. You've got the streamers that buy the new one because they want to play it now. And then the people that can wait and break end up buying it, and then also getting it on PC. Versus if they came out at once, you'd either buy one or the other. You would not buy both.
That's fair.
So that's why I think they do it. But I would fully agree. Rise was amazing.
Near Replicant also came out this year.
I didn't play it.
I got about halfway through, or actually I didn't even get halfway.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
I not finished it. I want to get.
Any particular reason?
No, that's when I stopped streaming, and I was streaming it, and so now I'm back. So now I should probably finish playing it.
I'm playing Guardians of the Galaxy now.
I am, yeah, which is on my list.
It is.
I really enjoy it. It's nothing superb. It does what it does.
It's a Marvel game.
Yes, but to be fair, it's not a high bar. Marvel Avengers did not hit any bars at all. So it's like combining. I keep saying this on my stream, so if you're coming from that, I apologize. But it's like to me, I would imagine if Mass Effect were to be released today. Granted, there was a Mass Effect that was released not too long ago and was nowhere close to this. But if like the old Mass Effects would be released with the same team today, it reminds me of that style of what they were trying to do with obviously now this higher quality and better technology. So it's more dynamic conversations. Like I have not heard them repeat, except when I die, of course. I heard them repeat dialogue once.
Really?
And they just keep on chatting. And it feels like if you like the Guardians of the Galaxy, like the Marvel Universe, and it feels like the characters. I mean, they did a good job.
How crazy must it be to, I guess if you're publishing Marvel already, you know you've got something, but to have something become that fleshed out and you're like, I'm struggling to meet this deadline and I just need dialogue for this one page. And it becomes something as big as this and they flesh it out that much. It has to be surreal.
Yeah, I can't imagine how big the script is for this game either. It's crazy for me. Think about it. The voice actors and the acting is very well done, and it's different enough from what we know of like the MCU characters that it's its own kind of take on them. Okay. So I really like it. Like I said, the gameplay is not spectacular. The story it's a fun, kind of like a popcorn flick, which is typical Marvel stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
So I also got speaking of Mass Effect, I got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is on here. It's just the old trilogy repackaged in a nice, pretty bundle and able for you to play it. So if you have not played Mass Effect, I definitely recommend you go play those. Guilty Gear Strive came out this year, and that's been lots of fun to play, to get better at, and to get your ass kicked. I don't think I've told you this. I got into sim racing this year. I have not told him this. No, I guess not. Sim racing. You know sim racing? You know,
like
you get the wheel.
You have a wheel?
I have a wheel. I have what's it called? Pedals and stuff. I don't have a full chair because I don't have room for that. And it's really expensive, but it's been so much fun, man. And so the 2 games we got this year that I've enjoyed, or actually 3 games, I guess, technically. F1 2021. So if you like F1 racing, it's a lot of fun. WRC 10, which is a lot of fun because I like it's rally racing. And rally racing is, if you don't know, it's when you take the car off the road and you're like, someone's yelling at you left and 10, or stuff like that. So you're able to quickly have to adjust. It's fun. And then finally, now this is for people who aren't sim racers because it's a great controller experience. Forza Horizon 5.
That game is always good.
Horizon series is very well done. Great soundtrack. But that's been a lot of fun. Very pretty to look at as well.
Yeah, those racing games. You'd be surprised because they only have to load.
Yes, so much.
So much. And it is moving fast, but there's a lot of motion blur and whatnot involved. So load a car, load a road, and some other things that are around there.
Some trees and whatnot.
Okay, I wasn't expecting
some rain. Yeah, really fun, really fun. My last one's hits of the year. Diablo 2 Resurrected. That's a touchy subject because I love Diablo 2. I've always loved Diablo. And of course it's Blizzard, so it's a wishy-washy area. It's had a lot of hiccups. I haven't had any, so I guess I've been blessed, but it's one of those online only kind of games where you can have an offline character, but if you made an online character and these servers are down for whatever reason, you cannot access that online character. So of course everyone makes an online character and then you cannot access. A lot of people have had issues connecting to their online servers. I would hope it's better now, but you never know. Another one which I saw you play, and I'm curious what you think of it. I have not finished or even touched this game. I'm excited to play it soon because it's been talked up the wazoo by our good friend Kenneth. Inscription. Have you enjoyed it so far?
That's hands down my game of the year.
Really?
Hands down.
Even not even done with it.
I alluded to this, I think, before we started.
Which is Devolver Digital, right?
Yes, and they always cool get games that are either pixely or have like a big twist.
Yeah, something unique about their
something games. Unique. It's like Kyoto Animation. There's always some sort of studio or developer that has a niche they grab and they figured it out. I hadn't picked up a game and sat down and been fully, unquestionably enamored into it.
Wow, that's
for 4 straight hours, not stopping,
flies,
and not even considering. Oh, I might want to stop now.
Damn, it has. I really got to get into it.
You will absolutely thoroughly love it.
It's not too long.
Game.
I don't think. So maybe we'll take a break from Guardians.
I've heard it's a long game.
It depends. Kenneth's only finished did it 10, 15 hours, something like that.
Kenneth's good at these types of games.
Guardians is much longer. So
are you good at card Slay the Spire style games?
From my understanding, it's not cards all the way.
Yes and no.
So
I cannot tell you.
I don't think
I am now part of the group that will tell people I can't talk to you about it.
No, that's good. I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at those. I love Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games.
So I started steamrolling through the beginning of it.
Nice, there you go.
I did really good. And there's a point where it's like, stop.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Maybe I'll take a break from Guardians, just dive into it.
It's the atmosphere. It's the art style.
Will be happy once we've played it.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back into it.
Okay.
And people that jumped into my chat when I was streaming were super nice. And they didn't spoil.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's why I've never played Undertale.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the community can just come in and just start spoiling it for you.
Yeah. So one last thing on Inscription. I don't know. It's
a pretty cheap game too.
I didn't consume a ton of stuff this year, and you'll start to see that. But I hadn't had a moment where I was just blown away by something somebody had created. I wanted Arcane to be that, spoiler for later, but it wasn't. It's great, but it's been a while since I've played a video game that just made me realize why I love video games. There's a couple on here that I've watched.
Yeah, well, that makes me think. My last game, and Braxton probably kicked me for saying this game because I also said this game last year, but I have another cause to say it this year. Death Stranding Director's Cut, baby. That gave me the same feeling that he just said about Inscription. It made me realize why I love games. Okay. That's why I love Kojima-san, because he always releases games that are games that it's like, you could not consume this in literally any other way. This is a game first and foremost, with obviously cool story.
Inscription fits that too.
And I've not played the director's cut, sadly, because I don't have a PS5, but PC coming real soon, so I'm excited for that.
How the fuck do we still not have PS5?
Dude, I've
been actively trying to get it.
If your friend Joe had not shown up with a PS5, I still thought it was like a cryptid. I didn't think it existed.
They have faceplates for them now too. You can get different colors.
My girlfriend's coworker bought one for herself and then one for her boyfriend for $1,000. They did it. They bought the scalpers. They gave into it.
Both of them?
Both of them. $1,000.
I was going to say, that makes sense. They're both about $500.
Nope. And get this. She got the more expensive one, the one with the disc,
yes.
Right? The $1,000. He paid $200 more. Did not get the disc one. Did not get any games with it either. She got a couple games with it, and he was like, I thought we ordered the same one. And she's like, I don't know. You're the one that bought it, dude. And he was apparently really upset with her. Like, dude. The second my girlfriend said I lost my mind, I was like, how dare they go there? I know a lot of people have, and more power to you, but I cannot justify spending $1,000.
If Elden Ring was a PS5 exclusive, I would hands down do it.
That's why I bought Bloodborne. So.
That's why I got a PlayStation as well. I was on the Xbox.
I played a lot more games on the PS4 than I expected, so it was a Bloodborne machine for about a year.
Well, let me ask you, if Elden Ring was on PS5,
would I spend $1,000?
Yeah.
I think I would have tried a lot harder. Yes. Like I would have turned on your notifications for like these PS5 Twitter accounts and stuff. Because I've been passively trying. Like if I have the chance, I'll get it.
There was one at our local Target, but it was like $800. See,
that would have enticed me a little more. But
it was sitting in the glass thing, and I was like,
wow, that's bold.
Very bold. Yeah, I almost texted you actually.
Because most places you go, they're like, we do not carry them in store.
Yeah, because I didn't have the money to buy it, and I almost said, Ryan, there's one at the store, and I came back the next day gone.
Just like if you hadn't told me that your partner has a 3090, I would not have believed.
Oh, they were so mad that I told you. That,
oh no, I'm sorry.
Not that I said it, but I said that that's who they are.
Oh, gotcha.
And now you've told all of the podcast, but they don't know. They don't know who they are anyway. So it's fine.
But I same with 3090s. I don't or any the 30 series.
It's fine. 3090 Ti is coming out, so 3090 is basically trash. Did
you see AMD release? I think it was AMD released a card that they were like, there's no way that this one's going to be bought by crypto.
Yeah, and then people. They did.
Well, no, they said we made it specifically crypto will not be good for crypto, and then it was like, well, it's also just not a good card. So why would I buy this? Period. So to make it not good for crypto mining, just makes it not a good card.
Well, if you've been listening, and I'll try to keep it short. There's now a 3050 Ti.
Yeah.
3060, 3070, 3080, 3080 Ti, 3090, 3090 Ti. And maybe it's just naming nomenclature or whatever the hell, but like it's ridiculous.
Because I do need a new PC at some point, a new gaming.
Me too. I'm starting to feel it. I bought mine 2 years ago, 2.5.
The parts inside mine are very old.
I'm so jealous of my significant other. You have no idea.
And Kenneth's got a nice one too.
Yeah, well, I helped him with that too.
I know. So I might just have to do.
Well, that's what they did too.
Yeah. I might have to just do what they did. Yeah, and just buy one. Buy a full-on like pre-built PC. It hurts me to do that, but it's
not that bad.
Technically,
anymore.
It's cheaper now than buying a 3090, 3080 anywhere else.
Only thing you got to keep an eye out for is the power supply. If you don't get to pick cabling, make sure it's all put in there properly in the case.
And how long it'll take to get to me. Yeah,
it took Kenneth a little bit. He was sad.
Yeah. But okay, so that's games.
Well, I'm not done.
Oh, you're not.
I have games. So I've been watching a lot of streamers and VTubers and whatnot. I would say. Is it Devolver Digital Loop Hero?
I don't think so.
No?
I would not be surprised. I don't think so.
I just loved the art direction, the story, and the gameplay. I loved watching Kenneth play it, and it was such a similar like atmospheric experience to a part of the reason why I love Inscription. Metroid Dread.
Oh, I forgot about Metroid Dread. Yeah,
Metroid
I didn't
Dread.
play it. That looks sick though.
This was my first Castlevania, and I was fully expecting to not be able to do it. It's tough. It's a tough style of game for me to play. But I really enjoyed it.
You finished it? You're still trucking along?
No, I'm still trucking along. I'm the type of streamer
it's an intense game
that flops around a lot. The new Mario Party game. I played it Friday. Did you pop into that?
The rumors of Mario Kart 9?
You mean they're not going to re-release Mario Kart 8 again?
No, Mario Kart 9 is coming out sometime this year.
So, a couple stories.
At least it's in development.
Mario Party 3, my brother and I played a ton when I was living in Chicago.
Okay.
It's also the game I played the most when I was younger, and the new Mario Party has games from a ton of Mario Parties.
Yeah, it takes them all together, right?
But there's a lot from 3. So I played with a couple of my friends on stream on Friday, and the entire first game, I was like Jeff Bezos. I had like nearly 200 coins. I got the minigame star.
Oh, no.
All the bonus, there's a bonus star for spamming stickers, and now whenever we play, we just don't stop spamming, and it's actually terrible.
Yeah, the bonus stars always got me.
Yes, and then I lost the second game because I lost all my momentum. It's fine though. And then Mario Kart, I played with them as well, and got
for Christmas.
I've gotten too much practice in that game with my brother again in Chicago, and we played, and I did not lose a single tourney. Or like the set, like I would get second or third sometimes, like in the individual races, but they would never dethrone me from getting the good coveted gold cup.
Who do you play? Who's your?
Well, if you're playing 150cc, it's a heavy set character on the regular with the blue wheels.
Oh,
that's the best. Like if you don't hit a single turn, that is the best cart. Huh. Yeah, but on 200cc.
Yeah, but who do you pick though?
Well, I generally pick Dry Bowser.
Okay.
Yeah, not that most optimal. Usually people pick Waluigi or Wario, but Dry Bowser. Like a little bit of style points. Okay. Side story's done. Games. All are pretty good.
Pretty good year for games, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I would say better than 2020 for movies and shows. Because a lot of the ones that had to be put on hold were able to finally come out and finish.
Yeah.
I know you probably didn't catch much of it.
No.
I'll start with movies, then we'll go to shows. I think you watch more shows than movies. So movie-wise, my top of the year, unfortunately, there's not many either. Usually I'm a big movie consumer, but I just have not been able to. Spider-Man was one of them. Again, typical Marvel, fun, enjoyable. So if you like Marvel, you like Spider-Man, go check it out. Encanto, love that movie.
I watched that too.
Yeah, recently you just watched
I watched it with a bunch of my streamer friends.
Very good.
So I did think it was good, but I thought it was very quick.
It is.
And the plot structure is wonky.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because there's no real villain.
No,
it's
just a very simple family feud.
It's family trauma.
Yeah, and
generational trauma, family trauma.
The colonists.
Yes.
So outside of that, Encanto. I mean, we don't talk about Bruno.
Oh my god, dude! My girlfriend and I sing the entire soundtrack constantly to each other in the apartment, walking around.
I don't want to be there anymore.
It's so good.
It is really good. Yeah, I watched it with my SO and a bunch of other friends and whatnot.
Madrigal.
It's that first song serves, and there's a lot of songs like these, but they talk about each family member twice because of how fast the movie is.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you have an idea of who people are when you're going into it.
Yeah, I felt bad. Not spoilers. I felt bad that the brother or the son of the girl that has the rain. He didn't get talked about much. He's
really cool.
He's really cool.
I loved him. His hair was awesome. All the hair was really cool in the show.
Other one I really liked, Licorice Pizza. I don't know if you've heard of that.
My brother watched that with my family before I got there on Christmas, and they said it was really good.
Yeah, your brother's favorite, someone that would enjoy.
Yeah,
it's Paul Thomas Anderson. Love Paul Thomas Anderson's directing. He also did There Will Be Blood, if anyone knows that one. Great film. But I really like it. My movie of the year, right here. Maybe I should save it to the end. My movie of the year, Dune. Oh, what a great cinema experience that was. Dune, yeah.
That was a show.
Dune. No.
Isn't it a show?
Nope.
I thought it has like episodes.
Maybe you watched something else.
It's on HBO.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a movie. I need to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. It's like 2 hours or something.
I don't think it's on HBO Max anymore, though.
No. It was only there for like a month or so.
Shit.
But it was one of my favorite cinematic experiences in a long time. It blew my mind. Soundtrack. I mean, granted, it was a lot of just big droning, but I'm a sucker for some big droning.
Big droning.
Very good movie. And I'm excited for Dune Part 2 to come out next year.
How many do you think they're going to be?
2.
That's it? That's the whole thing?
Yes. Well, there are sequels to the book Dune that they might do at some point, but the Dune book itself is fairly short, and they covered about half of it in the first movie.
Shit. All right.
So the other ones I liked from this year, not great, both of these, but I literally could not think of anything else that came out this year, so I wrote these down. The Suicide Squad by James Gunn. I love anything James Gunn makes nowadays.
Is that with the shark?
Yes. He also makes the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which are my favorite Marvel movies. So it was good, not great. And then the Shang-Chi, the other Marvel movie, I thought was not good. Not great,
that's the one about he's not a monk, but he's got the discs.
Yeah, they got the rings and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then other good movie, Rex, I thought this earlier, how this technically didn't come out this year, but Demon Slayer.
We couldn't have seen it any sooner if we tried to be legal about it. Fuck.
Very good.
Fuck.
Very good. If you have not watched Demon Slayer movie, it's weird. I think it's so much better than the show.
What happens with it?
You have to get to the movie. You have to get through the show to get to the movie. And I think the show has a couple weak moments until you get to a certain point.
My weakest moment in the anime itself is the one with the dude and the drums in the house.
See, I thought that was cool.
That fight itself and
kind of drags on.
That was drags on. But before they go in, and especially after they get it, there's a lot of really good beats.
Yeah. The end of the anime also drags on a little bit for me because they're obviously at an end of arc. They don't start anything else at all. So they kind of just
they start introducing characters, but I loved the interaction with them confronting him about his sister.
True.
And introducing that was so intense to me.
But I feel like they're there for some time. But obviously, again, they're at the end of an arc. They don't want to start anything new. They know they're making a movie. They're like, all right, we just got to take a few episodes, and it wasn't bad.
I can see that. I
thought the movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
Which could be a good segue to you want to chat about anime, right?
I mean, anime. I watched a lot last year. And I feel like I'm anticipating a lot of anime that are coming out next year, like Chainsaw Man and whatnot.
Attack on Titan final season.
Yeah. Things that I did watch. Yeah, Attack on Titan final season, which
now it's final season part 2. Which grinded my gears.
I bet you they have a movie.
I hope they don't, but I would not be opposed.
Yeah, that's true, because it would have a lot more production value. But Attack on Titan, it was super amazing. We watched it, a good portion of it with people in our Dungeon Crawl Discord when we were doing an anime watch along. It was a lot of fun to do that. Mushoku Tensei, the second season, has been airing right now. It's just absolutely phenomenal. There's, of course, the besmirches and little weird portions of the show that are in anime that make people and myself feel uncomfortable on occasion.
Music was good though.
Music's
I've
really
not
good.
Watched the show, but the music
is very good. Yeah, you do play it sometimes. Marimashita Iruma-kun season 2. There's a lot of second seasons, but welcome to Demon School at Iruma. It's just, I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it's this funny. It's a very typical like kid gets sold to a demon below from his parents who are absolutely terrible people and like work him to the bone so much that the kid can't even say no to people. And he goes to demon school because this demon lord dude wanted to have a kid.
Damn.
A grandson to dote on in particular. And it's a really basic anime. And you look at it and you're like, this is a harem or something. It's not. It's an amazing comedy. The characters are absolutely lovely. And I just enjoy it a lot. Are you looking it up?
No. I'm looking. Did this come out this year? This other. Oh, no, it didn't.
Which one?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, yeah. But we'll get another season at some point.
Yes. Well, the movie's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. About Gojo.
But speaking of second seasons, Eurocamp 2 also came out this year.
Did you watch it?
I did. Yeah, I love Eurocamp.
Yeah, the first season was really good. It's so cozy. Oh,
very cozy.
Just chilling out.
I watched 86. Great. Second season is airing now.
I have less of a... Did you know Darling in the Franxx is getting a second season?
I did not know that.
Have you seen Darling in the Franxx?
I think I watched part of it.
Okay. Well, the thing I'm talking about is, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. That's about it. But I did watch Horimiya, and I don't know if that came out this year, but it's a super sickeningly sweet rom-com about two people. If you don't enjoy watching people have a good time in a relationship, it'll probably make you
don't enjoy a good time.
Yeah, it'll probably make you a little depressed just because of how absurdly sweet it is. But it was so much fun.
Ooh, great segue, though. Another show, it's absurdly sweet that might piss you off if you just want to watch people get angry because it's not that show. Ted Lasso, not an anime, but my show of the year. Ted Lasso is... I
don't know anything about it.
It's the same writer, one of the same writers of Scrubs, which is my all-time favorite TV show, so of course I'm going to be into it.
Yeah.
But it's such a sickeningly sweet show. That it's also very sad. It deals with some very intense topics sometimes, but at its core, it's a very sweet show. It was actually based off of a sketch that the actor did a long time ago. It's about a American football coach that goes over to England to coach a soccer
my dad
team.
was watching this on Thanksgiving and over Christmas, and each time he had it on, I sit down and I absolutely adored watching it.
It's hilarious and very heartwarming, and there's not enough heartwarming stuff in the world, and so I would say if you want to see some heartwarming, unfortunately, it's only on Apple TV. And it's the only ways that I'm watching right now is because I have an iPad that I just recently bought. I got a free Apple TV for 3 months.
And particularly the dude with the immaculate facial hair taking his kid with stinky breath door to door during Christmas.
Yes.
I was like, whoa. That was hilarious.
Amazing show. Great acting. I
do watch things other than anime.
WandaVision and Loki, just taking out the Marvel things as fast as possible. Those are big. Both WandaVision could have been a lot better. It just turned into typical Marvel eventually. But Loki was very good. I had a 1 week moment, but I think the rest of it's very good. So if you don't like Marvel, I'd say check it out. But my second favorite show of the year, Midnight Mass. Whew.
I haven't even heard of that.
Whew. If you want something a little bit different with your spookiness, then check it out. It's like religious. It's making a statement about religion, but not in it's in a bad and a good way, I would say. But it's showing. I don't know how to say that. I don't want to spoil it, of course. But there's a creature in there somewhere that they can use a allegory for. They connect to religion, but it's obviously not a religious iconography thing. But it's close enough that this is our blank. And it's really cool how they make it work. I highly recommend it. It's from the same guy that made Haunting of Hill House, which is a great show, Haunting of Bly Manor, which is okay. But I think this is his best work so far.
Yeah, I know what I've been doing all year. I've been watching VTubers.
Oh, that explains it.
That's especially the first half of the year.
Damn. You watched Arcane. You mentioned Arcane.
So yeah, let's mention Arcane.
I've not seen it, so tell me what your thoughts.
I do, if we're talking about this year, it is in a category of stuff where it has no other contenders for things that I've watched. So by default, it is the best and worst thing I've seen. But it's not that whatsoever. But just making a joke about that.
Riot usually doesn't release bad stuff.
It wasn't bad at all. I mean, it's kind of similar to, I'd say, Demon Slayer. Like, there's moments that drag, particularly on like episode 7.
Episodes?
It is 9 episodes, 45 minutes each, 45 minutes each, so 6 hours, I believe. And I just binged straight through the whole thing, and it was a delight to watch from the aspect of control and a directive perspective, like Doom, not as scrutinized as Doom, but like every inch of that movie I have heard, they picked literally every single thing.
Incredible work.
Similarly for Arcane, I felt that, you know, it was a great level of control to have every facial reaction, line, animation, scenery, like all of it was just really well controlled. The acting was amazing.
Yeah, it's not typical animation.
No. And it was just a treat to look at. It avoids a lot of tropes. You know, you're watching something, you're like, I know where this is going to go. And then it doesn't do that. And it doesn't even do the other route that you were like, okay, it's this or that. It finds a third one. And it makes a new, and it feels really good to have something fresh like that. And then after, it wasn't my favorite thing. Like, I was expecting it to be entirely mind blowing. Like, the feeling I had for Inscription is very hyped up. But I feel like it lives up to the hype. Like, you have hype and you see it and you're like, okay, people are saying it's this good, but if I calculate the hype meter, they're probably around here. So I'm expecting it to be here. And it met that.
Okay.
It met that.
That's good.
So it was good. I enjoyed it.
Second hype show of the year, I would say, was Squid Game. Did you watch?
I haven't. Have you?
I watched the first 3 episodes. I liked it. I can see the excitement and probably where I'm probably gonna enjoy it more as I continue it. But I like it. I have friends that absolutely rave over it, so I need to go ahead.
I've heard like episode 6 or 9 is something that will fuck you up. So
I'm excited. I like getting fucked up.
Whoa.
in film format.
In film format or in D&D. I don't know. I mean, we've already gone through everything that I've had this year.
That's everything. The only other thing I wrote in that I don't really need to talk about too much is Succession. It's a cool show.
Yeah. A big portion of this year for me was VTubers, and I don't have to say the name, but it'll be easier for you to figure out if you want to. But I am a VTuber now. I will not mention what it is, but if you ever felt like looking out there, that's what I do a lot. I stream and do a bunch of things, and it's been a lot of my life. So the best thing for me in 2021 has been joining that community and the people that I've met. Nice. So, like, hands down, easy.
Now, I don't want to talk about this. We've been going for a while, but I want to just leave you guys with this nugget. I did write my favorite albums of the year. I'm not nearly going to go into them because I realized I wrote a lot. But I'm going to say a few that I feel like if you listen to, you might get some inspiration for D&D, because that's what this podcast is all about. One's called I'm going to spell it. KVITRAUR. I don't know. Just type in the band. The band's Wardruna. WARDRUNA. It's like Nordic folk music. I want to say, I don't want to misspeak here, but I think his music was all of the show Vikings. And so it's kind of like Nordic folk. I listen to it. It's very dark and gets me into the mood for writing stuff. Another one here, you might not enjoy it if you don't like heavy metal, really intense heavy metal stuff, but it's called Lifeblood by Brand of Sacrifice. Where's that from? Brand of Sacrifice. Berserk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all their music is inspired by Berserk. Damn. And it's really dark, really intense.
That happened this year too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. I'll have a moment of silence for him.
Yeah. Goddamn.
And the other one I would say that could get you in the mood here. Oh, actually, 2 more to get you in the mood. Blood Moon 1 by Converge and Chelsea Wolfe. Again, kind of like a heavy metal stuff, but it's very much, you could just take it like an instrumental piece of art to kind of get you into this dark headspace. And then The Helm of Sorrow by Emma Ruth Rundle and Thou. Similar vibes.
Yeah.
So you want to get into some dark writing stuff, I check that out. Or check out the Dune soundtrack. The Dune soundtrack, which really gets you into that mood.
Yeah.
So
very true. I think right now, one of the things I'm looking forward to most this year, especially, is getting back for the Dungeon Chronicles.
Yeah, baby.
And if you want,
good segue.
Hey, look at this thing. Boom. Look at this thing. Isn't it so pretty?
Look at that.
Talk to Bruno at Bruno DESN on Twitter,
Instagram. I think he's on most things.
He's done pretty much all the art that we've had for the Dungeon Chronicles in the past.
This is our new art.
Yeah, just a little twist, new book.
Next season, baby.
So I'm excited. We've been talking about some character stuff. Everybody's got their characters prepped, and we're just waiting to not be COVID sick, because Kenneth isn't feeling too well right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different vibes. I'm looking forward to it.
Different vibes even to what I'm used to?
No, I'd say different to the last campaign.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, by the art, you can tell it's going to... mean, it's just gonna be moments of lightness, of course, but I like the kind of dark vibe. It's gonna be kind of fun. I'm excited.
Okay, fuck. All right, I'm excited for that. I'm really, really looking forward to getting to a second game to see how Ryan has grown and can apply it to different groups.
Yes, especially because I'm sure it can be nice for Braxton leaving our home game behind. It's same world, but different time, different place. And granted, I do want to make this clear that the name, you can see it's called the Ebon Mirror, is something that Braxton has heard about from our home game, but doesn't really know too much about. So it's definitely will stand on its own, of course, but I'm sure he's excited to explore.
I know of a particular person that was in it that explored all of the void and warlocky stuff that I do enjoy. So we'll see where we go in there. I am not playing a warlock though.
Whoa.
It's going to be really upsetting because there's going to be warlock stuff that comes out in the year and be like,
Always multi-class into warlock.
That is very true.
Point.
That is actually what the class is for, if you think about it. But as always, we do have baby. Still in the year 2022. Feels weird saying that.
The year of our Lord and Savior.
Year of our Lord and Savior. At Dungeon Crawl Pod on Instagram and Twitter. We do have those. We use it sometimes. I'll probably get back into posting for it because I've gotten a lot of YouTubing, tweeting experience as of late. So using that in some way. But hello, Twitter space for D&D and tabletop games. Please interact more and be more inclusive. You're working towards it. I
think also this year it'd be fun to, maybe not fun, but intimidating and helpful to get into the TikTok sphere.
I am this close to doing it for YouTubing, so
it's helpful. My girlfriend I have a TikTok account because that'd be fun to see how long it takes for the algorithm to find out what I like, and it has not gone well. I have a graph. I almost want to make a video of it. I have a graph that I have analyzed every day what it's given me and how I've liked and disliked things because the algorithm for TikTok.
Are you making this graph or is it just given to you?
Yes, I'll show it to you now. But the algorithm for TikTok is supposedly one of the best algorithms ever made. So I was very curious to see how long it would take. If I only gave it the interest that I like, how long it would take to get to what I want to do.
I'm learning about like ADHD and whatnot, and he does not have that at all.
But it's been super interesting. I think it'd be a fun video to make. See this. And it's actually,
how much is it just like?
It's cool to see how it adjusts to what I like. 4 days in, it's slowly starting to understand what I want to see.
The first time you load into that though, like TikTok?
Oh, it was rough.
It is insane.
The first day was a tough experience for me to get through.
Yeah, I've got one for my VTuber account. We've got one for the Dungeon Crawl / Chronicles, which we haven't touched yet.
Yes.
It exists. So give that a follow at Dungeon Crawl Pod across all of social media. I believe it is on. Actually, we might have had a different name for it.
I think it
should be in our link tree.
Yeah, it's definitely the link tree.
It's in the link tree, so you can check that out.
If you're worried, just check there.
We also have an email, thedungeoncrawlpod@gmail.com, and following into the link tree even a little bit more, we do have a Discord, which we've been playing and starting up our sessions that we play, our D&D Zelda game that I am in, and a bunch of other things that people are wanting to run. They're making homebrew classes. They want to have playtest stuff. If you want to join a community that is pretty active on making things and playing tabletop, get your butt in there. Near that is also our Patreon. We do have a couple people who have popped in and out and have supported us over the time. So thank you very much for coming in. It's always super helpful because there's a lot of random subscriptions every single month that Ryan and I are like, have we paid this, that, paid what, huh?
Yeah.
And Patreon comes in and says,
hopefully an assistant figures all out, but we're making it work. We're making it work.
That's it for me.
Finally. I mean, I've seen some new people do this, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not doing something fun and exciting yet, but I've seen some new people that have gone over to Apple Podcasts and rated us 5 stars on there and wrote a review. You are the best of not only 2021, but the best of
my whole life.
Us. You are keeping us going and helping more eyes find this podcast, which is somehow growing still.
We just are literally sitting here putting stuff out.
Spreading by word of mouth, which is very cool. So we appreciate you continuing to come by, letting your friends know, letting your friends know. Thumbsing up the YouTube videos. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, Podcorn, then go to YouTube, hit the subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers.
We need like
there.
1 or 2 more.
Hit those thumbs up, and it really helps us out. If you don't have monetary, funds to help us out on Patreon, then that helps us out exponentially as well. So
yeah, let me see. Yeah, we're at 197. Oh, we lost a subscriber.
Hey, who did that?
What the heck? I'm so hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But it's been a lot of blasts. I make thumbnails, and hopefully they're not too cursed. It's been fun.
Sometimes they are.
I don't know what I'm going to do for this one.
Put my face up.
You know what? Thumbnail.
Hey.
There we go.
Look at that. We did a thumbnail live on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you guys again
we'll see you
next year. We're never posting again. Goodbye.
I don't know what we're doing next week, but it's gonna be great. It's always great. We'll figure it out. I want to say the week after that is Monster of the Multiverse.
Yeah, we got a release coming up, so I'm playing for that. So maybe another lighter one.
iPad, what are you doing to me? No, it's not the week after that. It's the week after the week after that.
Oh, you saw it on.
Yeah, so it comes out the 25th, so we got a couple weeks down.
And as always, he's been Ryan.
He's been Braxton. We're the Dungeon Crawl.
Thanks for calling with us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace on the streets.